The box is very mysterious because it just comes in a regular cardboard box. And then, as soon as you open the box, this is the room right now with the girls.
Hi!
The whole family is here because it's a Sunday.
Yeah!
And here it is.
Rainbow there. So that's iMac. Daddy, think of our buying this.
I didn't really get the top of the line one, but I got the one that
Really suits you. Really suits you.
sorry, my two daughters are here. They're the ones who wrote the script of what I'm gonna say, so I do apologize if you hear them coaching me. Alright? Okay. The director of this and the cinematographer is my wife. Moving on to this one.
Yay.
Actually, the cardboard box, by the way, is foamed
Yeah.
to protect it from any
Open it again, open it again.
type of bump. So as you can see, this is the side view of it. And this is the front view. It's an iMac Retina 5K display, 27 inch. It comes with, of course, the Magic keyboard,
Yay. What's that open this thing?
designed by Apple California.
Wow.
So, just an FYI for those of you who are also aspiring to get one of this, you don't get any discount. So that's the Magic keyboard. It's cordless. I think it's a Bluetooth activated keyboard.
So nice. There's a shiny light with a reader.
It also comes with a Magic mouse. It's also cordless. And just to let you know, I think you need to wear gloves to use this because the clarity of the mouse is simply amazing. I put it back there because my younger daughter is a little bit meticulous about all of this stuff.
Yeah. Curious me.
I'll put it back because I need to set it up in our room.
Open this thing.
Now, this is what I like about the Apple. See, the reason why I bought this is not just because it's Apple. But yeah, overall it's because it's Apple. But one of the major reasons that I bought this is because it doesn't come with any CPU on the side. It doesn't come with any other hardware or plenty of cables. It comes with this power cord, the mouse and the keyboard, both Magic, no cords, and the screen, which has everything inside of it. So, moving on, it's really well kept. The styrofoam are really top of the class. And screen, here it is. It's swivel, so it actually moves up and down to your liking. It's not really that hard like when you buy something new. It's I would say the swivel is easy. You can just swivel it as much as you want. So for now, I'm installing 232 gigs of RAM on my new 2019 iMac 27-inch 5K Retina display. And this is because other than it's expensive to upgrade to 128 gig, I still want to use my 8 gig for the time being. And just a note, my iMac is the basic model to maximize its capacity for my video editing and other editing applications such as music, photo, and office works. This should suffice. So as you can see, I purchased a Timetech from US, shipped it all the way to the Philippines, and this is for me the best bang for the buck. You can get this in Amazon. I will link the description below so you can find it easier for you to purchase this online. Now, moving to the back. So just a heads up, as you can see, I've unplugged my power cord from the back, bottom part of the door itself, so I can access the switch and open the door eventually. I'm using this pry tool set that I have. Of course, use whatever it fits to your tools that you have, but always make sure put a cloth so that you won't damage the back, especially it's a little bit sensitive and clean since it's plastic. If you can use a similar plastic one, that would be excellent. As you can see, you push it on, it pops out, and now you have access to your RAM. Now be careful when you're putting back the springs, the door, as the springs are very sensitive. It should line up to your door opening casing, and just make sure that when you're doing that, be very conscious about that. Okay, now you see these two buttons right there. All you have to do is press them outside. I'm using one hand here as one hand is with my camera. Now, since the slot 0 and slot 3 are both empty, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move, after reading some of the threads, I'm gonna move the two slots that Apple had as default out first to compare. Okay, just be careful, don't touch any of those circuits in the back as they're very sensitive. Now, let me just open this new one that I purchased. So if you can see, compared to the one that I purchased, this one is Timetech. Hope you can see it there. Sorry about the blur. I'm using my old GoPro Hero 5 Black, specifically for this Mac model, which is why I opted for this. And the Apple one that comes as default is a brand SK Hynix from Korea. The second one, if you're using your old RAM, you're gonna want to put that on the second slot from the top. Okay, be careful with this. Push it firmly but not too hard. You don't want to break either your new RAM, your old RAM, or even your slots. Just hold them gently, just like you would. Now, I'm using the old one because I want a higher memory than 64 gig. However, based on studies, especially if you're a high video editor, it can go up to 128 gig from all three variants of iMac 27-inch 2019 5K Retina display. Now, once it's installed, as you can see the two arrows on those two ledges, just push them back again as you would. Now, always double check, because a lot of reviews that I've read so far on this one, some of them said that after installing the new RAMs, the new upgrades, or replacing all the RAMs altogether, their iMacs wouldn't boot up. So always make sure that it's tucked in properly to the slot. with no more space. The RAMs shouldn't be moving at all. And always make sure that whatever amount of RAM you put on the first slot, it's going to be an alternate one on the second if you don't have the same memory in all four of them. Make sure it's an alternate. So if it's 32 gig, 4 gig, 32 gig, 4 gig, that should be it. Now I know some of you would ask, why are you putting 4 gig still when you have 64 gig already? I just want to maximize since I have them already here. And in the future, I'm still going to upgrade them both to 32 gig to make another 64 and 128 gig in total. But that's going to be just to have the capacity, the highest capacity there is, that is a little bit almost or close to an iMac Pro, which is going to be around $5,000 as a basic startup. So, by the way, there's no warranty void on this one since it's already been instructed by Apple on how to put it. You can see even on the door in the back, if you flip it over, you'll see on how to actually install it properly. So that's like your cheat sheet over there. So it means that always make sure it's all tucked in properly. Cover back your RAM slot right there, and the springs are all tight. Alright, I'm a little bit sensitive when it comes to this kind of tech, so please excuse me if I have to clean it up afterwards with my microfiber cloth. Now, as you can see, it's all been put in. Let's move on. Now, let's talk a little bit about opening it. This is my first time opening my Mac, as you know. This is also an unboxing video at the same time. Just to give you a little bit of heads up, Amazon was really an excellent way of buying this online, because I was expecting this to arrive at least minimum of 2 weeks, but it came exactly 1 week after I ordered it from the US going to the Philippines. And you know how it is, especially with this coronavirus going on around right now. Airports are a little bit hectic in terms of traffic, but they shipped it to me by using Prime, and I'm not even a Prime member. Now I have to say kudos to Time Tech for doing this. Excellent quality, excellent upgrade, and it's really bang for the buck, because it's if I can recall, it's maybe around, I think around $60 cheaper than OWC. Now it's up to you if you want to choose the other one, the latter, but for me I opted for this because this was also a suggested RAM by most of the iMac users, and since it's a little bit cheaper and it's made in the USA, I trusted it well because a lot of my stuff are made in the USA. If it's not from the US, it's made in Japan. That's the only thing I can say. But thank you for shipping this like this, Time Tech and Amazon. More power to you. And again, I'm gonna link the description below so you guys can check it out if you want to upgrade the same way. They have, I think, from 4 gig, 8 gig, 16, 32, all the way to 64. And if you want to buy the 128 as well, it's going to be up to you. It's going to be 4 slots, so 32 gig times 4. And I'm telling you, compared to what you're going to pay in Apple if you upgrade it $1,000 for just 64 gig, you're going to have to think twice about that. So I'll leave you to that. Let's open it up and see how it goes. So you can see my keyboard is still intact inside the box. Still has its plastic. My Mac still has its plastic. It's brand new. The mouse, I have to say, I was thinking already when I got this iMac to buy a more mobile type of mouse. I've been checking all the different mice out there, but I have to say I'm really impressed with how Apple designed this, and I'm really happy that they already have this. No wires, one power cord, except if you're gonna have an external Thunderbolt 3 drive, then that's going to be the other wires that you're going to have. Other than that, you have one power cord, you have one monitor, a wireless keyboard. Now this is the final stage of setting it up. As you can see, it went through well. We're gonna check now our storage. Now here's the screen. I chose black. That's just me. You can choose anything you like once you purchase this iMac. Again, I'm gonna link the description where I got this from. Of course, it's from Apple directly, but I'm also gonna put a link if you want to purchase it online. That's gonna be up to you. It's also available in Amazon from Apple itself. Alright. My processor, as you can see, is 3 gigahertz Intel Core i5. My memory is now from 8 gig upgraded to 72 gig 2667 MHz DDR4. Now, according to Apple, this can only be updated or upgraded to 32 gigabit of RAM. I have 72 right now, and I'm planning to put it to the maximum level of 128 gig in the near future. I've read and watched countless YouTube videos, research files, Q&As, and even reach out to Apple itself because they want to protect the system that they have. They don't want you to overuse it or use it wrongfully, and that's the main reason. Now, if you are a heavy video editor, photo editor using those high usage apps, upgrading it or using a 3.1 or 6 core or even the 3.7 gigahertz 6 core, you're gonna want to upgrade it to the maximum level of either 64 up to 128 gig. As I've said, I paid over $200 for the 64 gig upgrade. Apple, they won't even advise on a base level like this or baseline Apple like this to upgrade it to 64. It's only up to 32 on their calibration before you purchase it online. That being said, it is also wise to check first before upgrading your Mac. Now, you will see in the future that I will have a lot of videos about this Mac, and it's going to be as I'm doing video editing, and a lot of files are stored in my old PC, my laptop that is, I think, 10 years old, my Toshiba. You will have a lot of video options to watch if you're planning to do the same way on what I did. This is a very useful tool for me. This is part of my job. I work as a home-based freelance video editor and the works. So this for me, I think, is going to be a very good investment. And this is what Apple always says: don't fix it until it's actually broke. And Apple doesn't really break if you use it and take care of it properly. It will need an upgrade it from time to time. Think twice before you change your OS and upgrade to a new one or a better one or a newer one. But also take care of the hardware. Store it in a dry, cool place. It's gonna be just the start. You need to get a nice desk where when you see your home office, you're gonna want to work instead of trying to get away from it or run away from it. This is a starting piece of whatever you want to do. It's given as technology rises up. I mean, I used to download movies. 300 to 400 MB. Now the movies are at least 3 gig if you want to get the highest quality, the 4K quality. If you want to edit videos that are up to 4K quality, then this is the machine. As I mentioned earlier, I purchased this not because I just wanted it, but I'm gonna need to use it for all my heavy video editing. And I'm only a beginner, but you're gonna want to use something that you're gonna, of course, look into the future or using it and just upgrading it properly. For me, I think this is gonna be a very good relationship with this machine. I've studied this, I've researched this months to maybe a year before I purchased it. Other than it's very expensive, I wanted to make sure that I always get the most results. Now, a lot of you may ask why I didn't get 3.1 or the 3.7. Just to let you know, all of those motherboards, all of those GPUs, CPUs, they're all upgradable. You can even get an older version of iMac and put the highest version if you like, if you choose to. The only reason why I purchased this is because of the 5K Retina display. That one is going to be difficult to find. In the near future, if you want to upgrade this to a higher GPU, CPU, SSD from Fusion Drive, it's going to be much easier. Why? Because you already have the highest quality base model as of now before the iMac Pro. So, 72 gigabyte of RAM installed. I'm very happy. I can't wait to start using this. So again, if you want to follow me on my channel, thank you very much for watching and staying up to the end. I'll be pushing some more videos and giving some stuff for giveaways. Stay tuned to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell and smash that like button so that the YouTube algorithm finds it that you guys are enjoying the videos that I'm uploading. Hopefully you learned something from this, and again, before you buy something that is really expensive, think twice if it's going to be an investment, if you'll be using it, if you'll be benefiting from it, if you're comfortable to use it, and if it's going to last long. So based on my study, this one is one of the machines that will be lasting a very, very long time. Even the ones from 2006, 2009, 2011, 2012 are still being used by Apple enthusiasts. Why? Because of the machine. So again, thank you very much for you staying tuned, and hopefully we'll see you again in the next upcoming videos. Alright? Peace and ciao.